Today's video is about the MirrorVerse, how we learn to adapt through mirroring. Keep watching.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic. Thank you, Charles Pisano, Chuck Dirty. You know, he suggested this topic of the MirrorVerse, okay? The MirrorVerse. So if we look at the concept of the MirrorVerse, we start to notice that it is an inverse to Earth Prime, okay? And the laws of physics are different in that dimension. You know that if you look at the MirrorVerse, you see that it's inverse, right, in the Disney thing? So the idea is that, you know, we're looking at duality, right? In the MirrorVerse, maybe things are opposite. So we want to actually look at the opposition and understand the reflection of the yin and yang principle in that. You get what I'm saying? So that's what's coming up. So really start to understand that we are in a universe of mirrors already, because people around us reflect us, as within, so without, as above, so below, right? The microcosmic is the macrocosmic, okay? So we understand already that we're reflecting off of each other. We're reflecting off of surfaces, okay? Your energy also reflects off of surfaces, okay? There's a residue left behind when your energy moves, okay? So as you have this energetic signature guiding you throughout your time on Earth, now you start to understand the question of Hebb's law, I believe. It's neurons that fire together, wire together. Maybe you've heard of this in your science class or something, if you can think back to that time, or maybe you're at that time now and it's in your science class, right? So Hebb's law states that neurons that fire together wire together. So one repeated activity, whatever you focus on grows, is what he's trying to say with that, right? And so your attention is your future self, as Carl Jung says. And so start to understand that you're fusing your experience all the time. You're fusing it. It's like your neurons are going zap, 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 right? It's just these timestamps that you're getting from your neurons. And it's creating a neurocircuitry pathway, and it's just getting you in a specific loop, or it's looking for a pattern that works, right? Most of our personalities are just survival strategies. They're just the pattern we found that worked, okay? So we know about mirror neurons, right? That's what was that? Probably the aliens, bro. It's probably the aliens, man. Okay? So anyway, you see, Newton had a paradigm, right? It was like the Newtonian paradigm, which only states that these are the laws, right? Newton's laws, it follows Newton's laws. Quantum goes beyond Newton. Okay, think about that. Quantum, or what we say is 5D, or whatever you want to call it, goes beyond Newton. Physics, if your spirit is listening right now, quantum is transcending you. But that's okay, because quantum is just gesticulations. That's a big word to use, right? I don't know how I pulled that out, but yeah, gesticulations. We're constantly reflecting people. What we're watching, we are actually experiencing, right? So if you see someone eating an apple, you're experiencing it in here. And it's going through the same neural pathways as that person, right? That's why it's called a mirror neuron. So their brain is going zzz, your brain is going zzz, right? Their brain is stuck on one image, zzz, your brain is stuck on one image, zzz. That's really cool to think about, right? Because we need to learn to use adaptation and mirroring toward our lives. We have to learn to be shapeshifters, essentially. Okay, that is our protective mechanism. We've always been able to do it. We naturally became actors throughout time, I believe, through this craftsmanship that we have over our own consciousness, over our own bodies and minds, and, you know, everything. So I'm experiencing something in my brain, and they're experiencing something in their brain, but there is a link there. Some would say there's a psychic link there. Not sure if that's the case, but it's cool to think about. It's definitely cool to think about. Why do we reflect each other's shadows, and like, why do we, reflect each other's core wounding? That's a good question to ask. I don't think I've ever asked myself that question. This is the way that I like to frame it. I think it's for our benefit in some way. It's for our learning. It's to point it out to us so that we can evolve as humans. I honestly think, man, a lot of times we give ourselves way too much pressure. You know what I mean? It's just like we add existing pressure onto ourselves. And what that does is it stifles us. It stifles our energy. It blocks us up, right? Because stress blocks learning. And if we're stressed out, we can't be a mirror. Because we're full of stuff. We're overwhelmed with images. The mind is going brrr, rapid fire. What we've got to establish first and foremost is relaxation as the baseline. And that's energy sustainable relaxation. Right? You're sustaining your energy through your relaxation. But the pockets of time when you do go in, you focus. You're tapped in that point. But then you ease off and you go back into a gentle relaxation, but an alertness. Okay, this is what's called alpha wave. So you're relaxed but alert. Relaxed but aware is a better term. So I want this to be a practical video. Let's get you to do something and try this out. Look into the mirror, just for an entirety of a song, and just see what comes up for you. That's it. That's mirror work. Okay? Mirror work is so powerful. If you can understand how to do it, you can understand how to achieve your greatness. Because, again, as I was mentioning, relaxation, another baseline is love. Right? Mostly self-love, because self reflects other. So if you love yourself, you can love others. So it starts from that baseline of self-love. And someone can crumble that down for us sometimes too, right? So we've got to really start from this self-esteem baseline where we're like, hey, I love myself. And from that point, that pivot point, then we can start to improve ourselves, right? When we're looking at ourselves in the mirror, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll want to compensate. They'll want to like do duck faces, dance or whatever, and just like try to impress themselves in the mirror and be like, I don't like this about myself. I don't like that, right? Whatever you're doing, like whatever natural instinct comes up as you look at yourself, right? What will happen is the image will start to project out at you. And you will notice your eyes. Just make eye contact, just with your eyes, okay? Nothing else, just your eyes. And once you can do that, it will hone you in to your truth and who you are. Try this out. Try this out for yourself and see how it works. A lot is brought up for a lot of people. It's not easy to do this exercise. It's like meditation, right? It's a mirror meditation, essentially, right? So choose a song that effectively uplifts you in some way. It's better not to focus on the lyrics too much. It's more about the vibe. So if you want to choose an instrumental track, that'd be awesome. That'd be the way to go. But try that out for sure. That's one practical thing you can do for this video to really emerge itself. But yeah, the MirrorVerse is a very interesting idea. I know they talk about it in the Avengers and stuff, but it's cool to be able to apply our adaptation to be like a bamboo, to be tensile, I believe the word is when it comes down to metal, right? So it's like, it's bendable, it's an adaptation. It's an adaptation, right? It's a mutation, but it's an adaptation. Now, an adaptation can also be a mutation, okay? Something that seems toxic right now can have maybe a benefit in the future. Like, it's a weird thing to think about, but that's post-traumatic growth, right? Is what we're doing there. Like, the best thing about this mirror is you get to decide on what that other side sees by doing the work inwards, doing the work now, you see? That's how you're reflecting back to the mirror each day. Do you have a healthier glow about you? Is there something unique about you that's changed? And you start to roll with it, right? So try that out. I hope this video helps you out, Charles. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Boom.